And there we go, sir. We're beginning the podcast. And so are you going to tell us that this is the Scully podcast, are you, sir?
Of course. This is Scully Says. Welcome to the Scully Says podcast. Uh, this is Patrick and my loving grandfather Tom.
Ah, yes.
Today we're going to, like we usually do, talk about a couple of the main topics in the Wall Street Journal, cover a little bit of our opinions on the Iran conflict and how it's been shaping up, and probably going to sneak some car talk in here somehow just to bore Poppy right at the end.
Oh, yes. No, no, there's a big one. There's a big thing, car talk on uh, in the Wall Street Journal today. Big one on car talk. Yeah. Uh, very, very expensive. But anyway, we're going to go. There's a quiz. There's a quiz coming up, sir. And
Okay.
so, and so I expect you to, that. And don't you be cheating either. I don't want any of that stuff. So now,
I just opened in the Wall Street Journal on my
oh,
my
okay.
second of the stream.
Well, do you know who, uh, Sotomayor is?
Say it again.
Do you know who Sotomayor is?
Mm-mm.
Well, that is the Supreme Court Justice, Sonia Sotomayor, you see? So you didn't know who she was. So I doubt whether you'd be able to tell us what kind of hurtful remarks she made or who she made them about, right?
No, I would
You
imagine the president, though, if I had to guess.
No, she did not. No, she made these remarks about this fellow by the name of Brett Kavanaugh. Do you remember Brett
Yeah, I do
Kavanaugh?
remember Brett Kavanaugh. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Well, and Brett Kavanaugh, he had a kind of rough time getting through the confirmation
With
process.
Christine Blasey Ford. Yep.
Ah, yes, 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 yes. But anyway, she had said she said that he wouldn't know anything about the working class, the middle class, because he probably came from a better background than that, you see. And so she said that he was kind of hoity-toity. So, but she apologized for that because she said that it was uncalled for, and she shouldn't have said that, which I kind of respect her for, you see, because it's a good thing to acknowledge sometimes when you make a mistake. You see, that's an important thing to do. So now here's a question, sir. Which stock went soaring after the company announced it would become an AI firm? Uh-huh. This is a tough one, sir. Hmm.
Well, like it's happened more than once, right? Nvidia, that happens. That's why their market cap went up is crazy because not only was the chip shortage or whatever, but they also were like investing heavily in AI. And then I would also say that that's true of Tesla. Tesla canceled the S and the X, the two big models. They have another one coming to like replace that kind of, but they replaced the two big models to make those little bots. So
So
Tesla's becoming an AI company. I'm sure that's not what you meant, but I just
no,
gave it as
no, no,
precedent.
and so I'm going to give you it's here are the choices. Allbirds, Starbucks, Wingstop, or Manchester United. Yes.
Okay. Manchester United. That's my guess.
Okay, well, the
They're owned by
Allbirds. Allbirds. Now,
the shoe company.
yes, I guess so. Now, do you know that Hungary had an election? Did you know that, sir?
I'm
Eh,
sorry. Hold on. You might as well tell me they just became a defense contractor. Those guys made like sandals.
Well, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
all credit to them. All credit to them. Good job. You know what I mean? Good job. Good job.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry,
So,
hungry.
so now you know Hungary. Hungary had an election. Did you know that, sir?
Yeah.
And they had a guy by the name of Viktor Orban,
Yep.
and he lost the election to a guy by the name of Peter Magyar. You knew that, did you, sir?
Vaguely,
Oh,
not intimately.
so I guess you wouldn't know the name of the party that he lost to, right?
Mm-mm.
That would be Tisa. Now Trump said
Teaser.
Tisa. Yeah, I thought that was a teaser question, you see, but yeah, I know, sir. Trump said he would nominate Erica Schwartz to lead which federal agency? I'm going to give you some choices here: the
Okay.
Coast Guard, the Public Health Service, the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or the Center for Disease Control and Prevention.
What was the first one?
The Coast Guard.
That's the one that's popping out to me. It's the outlier of the choices.
Well, let me ask you this: do you know who Erica Schwartz is?
No.
Neither do I. So, but it was the Center for Disease Control. Now,
Oh,
here's what.
I thought that was RFK is the health department or the
Yes,
yeah.
they,
Never mind.
all right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now I'm going to get into an area that you should be familiar with, and I will expect you to
One would hope.
ace this. Amazon, yes,
Okay.
is quietly expanding its presence in a large retail market. Are you familiar with that, sir?
Mine probably.
Caskets, car sales,
Oh,
cat supplies, or cannabis?
caskets. I think that's that.
Sir, you are going to get a complete egg, a zero, and
You're
this,
telling me that Amazon doesn't sell caskets? Come on.
sir, this is not right, sir, because you see, the answer to that is car sales. Car sales. Amazon is going to be selling cars. Cars, automobiles, those things with the four wheels.
Wait. Are we talking about Slate?
No, sir, we're talking about a place called Amazon.
No, I understand, but Slate is Bezos's car company. Are they going to only sell slates, or are they going to be?
All I
guess it
know
may not
is it just says Amazon is quietly expanding its presence in a large retail market.
I think I'm wondering if. Well, I'll say a couple things. Thank you, Emma. I'll say a couple things. Firstly, buying car parts on Amazon has become less and less and less taboo as time's gone on.
Yes.
I remember at a time I had a 1985 Nissan 200SX, and I was buying a turn signal switch for it. And when I bought it on Amazon, it was like, "Oh, you idiot! You bought that cheap bullshit." Blah 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 blah. And it's like, okay, I understand that. Online Amazon can be sketchy. All right, I got it. But now, I've bought many parts for my BMW on Amazon, just little window switches, like fuses, stuff like that. Because at a certain point, go look at a Rolls Royce's fuse box. It's not that much different than a normal cars because there's certain things that don't matter about being great crafted super well. You know what I mean? So I could deal with a resistor or whatever from Amazon. It's interesting that you say car sales. I would be interested to know if they're saying that they're going to sell slates through Amazon like Tesla does the Teslas, which would make total sense, obviously. Or if they're saying like Costco, they're going to do deals with other OEM manufacturers. I guess the M in OEM means manufacturer. So with other OEMs, and then they'll basically sell. You go to Costco, right? Or I think you're a Sam's Club.
I am. No. No Sam's Club for me, sir. No, I'm a Costco man.
Okay, so when you go to Costco, when you're leaving, they usually have one or two cars there. You can buy them. As a matter of fact, it was the cheapest way to get a Corvette from 2021 or 2022 to 2024. The cheapest way to get a Corvette was to go to your local Costco, pay for the executive membership, and use the discount on a Corvette. You get $6,000 back. You know what I mean?
I was told that for my Subaru, I could have got a better deal with my Subaru, but what did I know?
Well, but then also the flip side for me, the flip side of I like the idea of a Tesla because it never goes in for service. But if I'm doing, if I have a Subaru is going to be pretty reliable, but it still needs maintenance because it's a car. I'd rather have the relationship with the dealership for a couple extra grand to, they want the car that has their plate frame, their sticker on the back of it. They're going to take a little bit better care of it than any other car because it reflects even worse on them if it.
Well, I think Costco has a deal with the dealership.
Oh, they're selling them directly from the. Oh, you're probably right.
I believe so. Yes.
You're probably totally right. They're probably selling it. I didn't even think about that. I was thinking about it with the manufacturer, but that's probably because that's the reason dealerships exist is because OEMs can't just blanket sell cars. I don't know how Tesla got around it, but
indeed, sir. Now going on, here's another one. The federal jury found that Live Nation. You're aware of Live Nation, are you, sir?
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
Yes. Illegally monopolized the market for contracts. Okay. So who's the plaintiff? The FTC, Bruce Springsteen, Taylor Swift, or 30 states? Don't be looking it up either, sir, on your computer.
I'm not. I'm thinking.
Okay.
I mean, I know Springsteen took huge exception to them. He was definitely one of the people who was talking out against them.
Well, I take huge exception to Springsteen, so that makes us even, you see. Yeah.
And I think I know Taylor has always had issues with these type of people too, because she's a lot bigger than, normal artists, so
yes,
she doesn't want
yes.
anyone messing with their money.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say 30 states. I'm gonna say that 30 states.
That would be correct, sir. 30 states. That is correct, sir.
That makes sense to me because as someone, someone who only has ever seen a concept in the Live Nation era, I've seen concerts that weren't Live Nation, but they were like small punk shows or small like rap shows, whatever. But big shows were all Live Nation, and yeah, it's not like there was no other person who was putting these on. There's like not another large promoter like that whatsoever.
So, moving on at a breakneck pace, of course, you know that there were several misconduct allegations about members in Congress. And one of these gentlemen was a gentleman by the name of Swalwell. You remember that gentleman, do you, sir?
I've heard of him.
Yes, yes. That's how to explode a political career within 5 seconds. But there was somebody else that also went down at the same time. See, Swalwell was a Democrat, and so they had to even it out. Can you tell us who the other individual was, sir?
Swalwell was a Democrat, and so they had to bring
Yes.
another Democrat in.
No, they had to bring a Republican to even it up.
Oh, I
So,
got you.
Yeah,
I
even
got
it
you.
off. Yeah.
No, I couldn't tell you. Every name that I guessed was stupid.
Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez. I could have got half the name.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. Now here's another one.
Where
Go
was
ahead.
he from originally? What does he have a background that's like
What?
known?
Well, I know he's Republican. I think he was on the. I don't know actually. Tell you the truth, you could look up Tony Gonzalez, Rep Tony Gonzalez, but I think he might have been maybe from New Mexico, Arizona. I'm not really sure.
Uvalde County. That's where that that really bad shooting happened years ago. If you remember, a couple years ago. Looks like he's from Texas.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. He's every article is like one of the top articles that's critical of him. Interesting thing. Tony Gonzalez's scandals ended his run. Here's how San Antonio is weaker for it.
Oh,
Interesting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They're talking about how he, whatever, he got kicked. Yeah, see, when you said Tony Gonzalez, this is who I was thinking of. I was thinking of the football tight end.
oh, so not the dog.
I was like, Kansas City Chiefs. Tony Gonzalez is a rep. Wow. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
So I'm glad. This is your chance to redeem yourself, sir. There's a team building workshop, sir, involving the construction of what they call human towers. They're all the rage. Human towers. One guy standing on top of another. They become towers. You see. Now, where is that? Where is that? Is
China.
that in Can't? No, it is not, sir.
Okay,
That's
sorry,
not
go ahead.
even one of the choices. So let me give you the choices, and then you tell me: Cancun, Catalonia, Chile, or Costa Rica.
Damn. Costa
Okay.
Rica.
Well, I would say Catalonia, which
Really?
is in Spain.
Yeah, Catalonia isn't even a real. Well, I mean,
Oh,
it is
yes.
real, but
And they have a picture of these. They have a picture of these guys standing on top of each other, and yes. So I guess.
I've seen some weird stuff in Spain, so I guess that does make sense.
All right. Well, yes. I guess that's all right.
I've
So-
been to Catalonia. Yeah, Barcelona's in Catalonia.
Yeah. It was interesting. Yeah. There's and so anyway, that's what we got there. Yeah. And
I guess
What?
they came up with Gaudi. I should have guessed that they're the ones doing weird stuff like standing on top of each other.
yes. Well, that's if that's what we want to do. So anyway, so that's what we had. And so I guess we could get back onto the mainstream stuff. And you've heard something about Iran. Have you heard that, sir?
Yeah,
Iran.
I've heard a little bit of it. I mean, it looks like we reverse blockaded them. It looks like it kind of worked.
Yes.
It's still not great over there, but at least
Yes,
like it's
that's
starting
right.
to force their hand.
Yes, I think
Course.
yeah, every time that it seems as though there's kind of a deal, it seems as though they kind of squirm out of it there. Then that's what they do. All right. Well, anyway, that's what I understand. So they thought that there was kind of a breakthrough there. But now here's something that you might be interested in, sir. Did you know Ford? You've heard of that company, the Ford company?
Once or twice.
They make automobiles. Well, they're recalling one over 1 million F-150s. It's a risk of unexpected downshifting that can lead to loss of vehicle control.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's. I wonder if that's been this that service bulletin. If it's the same one I'm thinking of, has been out for like 10 years.
oh,
Um, and they
there,
probably just finally got sued for it. You know what I mean? But
oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, so that's that one.
that's interesting. Yeah, that's super interesting because yeah, that's the best selling car on not the best selling car on planet Earth. I think the one of the Hondas or Toyotas is technically beats it worldwide, and the Model 3 beat it last year. But in America, the best selling car is the F Series truck by far.
Yes, and of course I believe that. I'm trying to remember which company it was. I'm not sure if it was Ford. I think it was Ford, but they say it's impossible in Asia to sell any Fords.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's they sell Lincolns and they Mercury's did well over there. It's the same thing with Chevy over there. Chevy does okay, nothing great, but they do okay. But Buick does so well that's I think we talked about this last week. That's why they killed Pontiac was
Yes.
because Buick was just so um for whatever reason the larger car, the bigger car, like the exact opposite methodology of like you with cars.
Yeah.
Like in China is very beloved. Like big and large, doesn't need to be opulent, but it should be comfortable. They like that, like
Well,
a big American style car.
yeah, no, I was watching something on television the other day, and they had one of these executives. I think it was from Ford, but they said that I mean, they may be, relative doing all right there. The son all right as far as uh, in contrast to other cars from the United States, but they don't sell any cars over there. None of the American because of these things called tariffs. Tariffs. You
Right.
know, we've been taught, people saying, oh, the United States can't have these tariffs. It's a terrible thing to do. All these other countries for many, many years have had tariffs. It's almost
For
impossible.
years. Yeah, for
Yeah,
years. My
yeah,
entire life, a lot of
yeah.
countries have tariffed us.
You've been to Europe, have you not, sir? How
Few
many, how
times.
many, how many American cars do you see over there? I mean,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. And you know what? In Italy, you do see a few. You do now because Stellantis is over there. But you don't, they're not, this is the thing that people miss. That
yeah,
car might be built in America, but the Jeep Grand Cherokee that costs $35,000 to $45,000, for us,
yes,
that's a $70,000 car for an Italian. So the Italian
yes,
police got them because the government works with Stellantis. But
exactly.
people don't have Jeeps over there. You know what I mean? Like they might sell a Grand Wagoneer or a Grand Cherokee, but it's a beyond a luxury car. And yes, it somewhat happens over here too, but not on the lower end cars. And that's what I don't understand is like, we've never seen a base model Mercedes in America. We've never seen it because Mercedes do come with cloth seats, manual transmissions, all that stuff. You've
Yes,
seen them
yes,
in Germany and stuff. So you can get a base model Mercedes. We don't get them over here. But when we get the luxury car, it competes with the American luxury cars. In Europe, the base model American cars don't compete with the base model American cars. A Mustang or a Corvette is like equal to an AMG or a Ferrari or something. It's like not your entry level like got a good job car. It's your exceeding car.
Well, sir, did you say Ferrari?
I did.
And
They're actually owned by Stellantis, but
and now this is from the Wall Street Journal. It says a weekender's Ferrari indeed. Okay. The base price now for the SUV,
oh, the
y-
Puro sang.
yes, yes, there you go,
Yeah.
is only $393,000.
Oh, a pittance.
Now, price as tested. Now that was They did not. The Wall Street Journal, of course, did not go with the
No,
$393,000.
no, 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 no.
No. They went with the $576,000. That the $500,000 one.
I mean, they
So
probably had to option paint in different color seats. That's probably
had
all
to.
that gets you.
Had to, and it said that it had front mid mounted, naturally aspirated, direct injected 6.5 liter. So
Well,
you're familiar with all that stuff, are you, sir? Which I
oh, yeah.
not. Yes, yes. So anyway, it says that it's an astounding, and it's supposedly a breakthrough car, Ferrari.
But
So
and I actually read. I don't know if I read the same review you're reading, but there's a review of it. I have a car magazine right next to me, Motor Trend. There's a review of it in Motor Trend. They're talking about the Pure saying, and they say the same thing. They're like, "What a breathtaking SUV! What a transformative SUV!" Blah 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 blah. Two things. One, Ferrari released this car already. It's called the FF. They just didn't put two extra doors on it, and
yes,
no one liked it, and it didn't sell. And then they re-released it again as the GT4C Lusso, and no one liked it, and it didn't sell. And now they like it because it's an SUV. That says something about the like mentality of a person who goes in to buy a car these days.
yep.
The ride height, the plastic cladding, the like theory of off-roading, the theory of having extra space matters so much more than the logic on the purchase. Because again, you can get that exact same Ferrari right now for like 110, like for a pristine one, an FF, no problem, and it's the same car. Anyways, aside from that, it's this luxury like bloat. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
$300,000 cars are becoming something that you see a lot in outside of neighborhoods or outside of a doctor's office or outside, when you're in a city and you go to an expensive parking lot. You'll be looking and you're like, how is there $30 million worth of cars in this tiny little law office parking lot? Like, there's no way that, and maybe they are doing that good. Maybe they are. You know what I mean? Never pocket watch someone else. I get it, blah, blah, blah. But it just begs the question of like, where does it end? Like at a certain point, are people going to be like financing? I mean, I guess people probably already live this way, but like you finance a car, you keep the balance of the finance in the car when the car finally breaks down and you just continuously roll it in so that when you die, you're just like sitting on like, $1.2 million in like, dead car debt because you keep rolling it forward. Like, how does it work? I don't know. But like these cars are just getting more and more and more expensive and it's pushing the ceiling up and raising the floor. It's not even, it's like doing like an elevator thing. So hopefully that stops. Anyways.
Well, that's it. That's what they said. This is a rumble seat by Dan Neal, and it's family style. They say it's a family style. It's four door. It's four door, and it's a four-seat model, and so it says the very idea of Ferrari SUV struck some as absurd, but only Maranello decides what is and what isn't a Ferrari. So I guess that's as much as I know about Ferrari. And actually, as much as I care to know about Ferrari, do you see?
I was gonna say you're obviously
yes.
everyone here probably doesn't know you as well as I do, of course, and
Yeah.
you retch at the idea of owning a
Yes.
Ferrari. I know
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
I've tried to get you to even just get an M3 instead of a 3 Series at times,
Yes.
and you were like, "But why?" Or get a 5 Series instead of a 3 Series. It's like, why? And it's like, I get it. You know what I mean? If you don't care. You just want the car to be comfortable, have the good technology, and reliable. And I get that. You know what I mean? There is something to that. I like my normal car too,
I'm a Subi man. A Subi man. See, that's what they call it in I think Australia. Some of those crazy shows that I watch, they refer to them as a Subi.
Oh
And
yeah.
yes.
They love them down there.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it's kind of a yuppie mobile these days for some reason, and
It's a Portland mobile for sure, a little bit, yeah.
they refer to a lot of Karens are driving these things these days. Yes,
For
so
sure.
I've been mistaken for a Karen on a couple of occasions myself, but that was where I let my hair grow a little bit too long. But I've gotten over that. So that's so now we're back to what we were started out with, and that was talking about what the what the main thing is today, and that's the Pope. The Pope, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're familiar with he's saying bad things for Mr. Trump.
Chicago's Pope.
Now yes, well, Dalton's Pope. I mean, come on, Dalton. And I can see, they asked his brother, who is a MAGA guy, and is a blue collar kind of guy. They asked him whether or
Still lives
not.
in the region, right?
Yes, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
They asked him whether or not they mistreated the younger brother, gave him noogies and things like that, and he said he refused to answer such a question. Don't you say? So we have an idea as to, but yes, there is a famous saying. I I believe the Lord said it, which I consider to be somewhat of a reliable source. And his statement was, "Render to Caesar the things that are Caesar, and to God the things that are God." So I would suggest that the Pope maybe stay in his own lane. What do you think?
Yeah, and this is the thing that I think has been really like affecting a lot of politicians or public figures, right? Is like you're the Pope. You got to the Pope because you were magnificent in your own ways, and were good enough to supersede all those ranks, right? And or to supersede all those other people, rather. Okay, great. So once you get there, that doesn't mean that you've become educated on everything. And that doesn't mean that your opinion on everything holds weight. Now, you are an American Pope, so your opinion on the presidency does matter more than, let's say, a Polish Pope, for sure. Because you at least lived under here. You are an American citizen, whatever, all that. Great. But, but, when it's a personal beef with a guy, and you're kind of like, you know, I don't want to say the Pope's throwing mud because he's more tactful than that, but when you're kind of talking so bad about this guy and you're the face of religion, you know what I mean? You It begs the question of if you're there for the right reasons and if you're talking about things for the right reasons. Because like you said, yeah, like render to what is Caesar's or to Caesar what is Caesar's. Like it's not this is not what your job is. You're supposed to be interpreting, our religion essentially. You're supposed to be like leading our religion in a greater sense through, times of change and turmoil, whatever. Like that's your job. Your job is to be focused on the religion and being the best like cultivator of the religion. You don't operate out of America. So our laws don't you don't even operate out of Italy. You have your own country, right? So focus on
Yes.
you, you know, and like lead by example, I guess is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like if you want the world to be a kinder and better place, then actually take up the philosophies of Jesus and turn the other cheek sometimes and don't, there's no I just don't get the idea of flapping your gums. Like it's the Mamdani is a great example of not doing that. Mamdani probably disagrees with Trump on everything, right? But every single time you see those two get together, they can't stop like laughing and be like having a good time, whatever. And maybe it's all a show, right? Maybe it is. It probably is. I'm sure he hates his guts, whatever. But that's how you play the game to get what you need, And unfortunately, even though it shouldn't be, it is a game. And, you can't have a president with a giant ego and talk crap about him and then malign that he didn't help you. You know what I mean? You gotta meet him halfway, as maybe distasteful that seems to some people. It's just the truth. Like that's just human nature. That's how you deal with people.
Well, I thought that this thing with this Iran, I thought that the way that they did this was pretty surgical. I mean, there was very few deaths involved, and they decimated the Navy, the Army, and the fleet, their ability to do anything, the Iranian government to do anything. But so, and it was a very short-lived war. Hopefully, it's just about over with. I hope it is. But you know, so the Pope was saying these things, but he didn't say anything about the Iranians killing 40,000 people. Didn't say anything about that.
I think because people are so. I said this a couple times before, and I'm gonna choose my words really carefully here. But like, I think people are so distrustful of our allies in this situation because we're got into a conflict with Iran, and now we're getting Hezbollah out of Lebanon. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
And so people feel like instead of this is just what I get from people that I interact with about it. But I think that people feel really frustrated because it's like here we are again over here on our news, and our news is a day late, whatever, but we're getting, hey, it's a ceasefire. And then like the next morning we're getting like,
Yeah.
invasion in Lebanon. And we're like, okay, man, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard for people to even get to the point where it's like, I can appreciate what this military operation is, or these people are doing wrong, because it's so easy to paint them as the victim when, you're in this country or in that country. So I think honestly, most of the political climate that's super hypercharged against this war is coming out of the like growing, I don't even want to say anti-Israel, but like anti us dealing with Israeli foreign interests point of view. I think that that's growing and growing and growing because people have said it for years. I mean, I remember when I went to the Eternal Flame at Kennedy's grave, people were talking about it then, not just with Israel, just with any country. They were just saying like, why are we ever doing any other country's bidding? Like what? Because this one guy said this and we got a flame sitting outside his grave. Like, people's brothers, sisters, moms all died fighting for these things, right? You know what I mean? I obviously see it a little bit differently. I think you do kind of have to be, if you don't have to be the arbiter of morality, especially not as a military, but you should be, when you believe in something and you think that someone's like disenfranchising a group of people and you have the power to stop them, you probably should, Um, but so anyways, I don't think it's pure logic. I don't think that people are looking at it and they're like, oh man, this Iran conflict's being handled so bad. I think it's just that the cognitive dissonance of, oh, it's a ceasefire, let's try and pull out, or oh, I don't want to get in a war, here we are in a war, and then like you see like Lebanon getting invaded, or the ceasefire getting violated, or us blockading their blockade. You know what I mean? It just the problem is the news doesn't send this out in a stream of information like a history book where you can read it. You know what I mean? It sends it out and like this happened, this happened, this happened, and it just is overwhelming, I think, to the average person.
Well, I think also it's confusing. It's become very confusing,
Yeah.
because in many respects, these folks that we have considered to be our allies, our friends for 50, 60 years, our friends who basically have saved their bacon, all of them. They own their, I think it was Trump that said this, and I have to agree with this. And a lot of stuff he says I don't agree with. But one of the things he said, you ought to be thanking us because otherwise you'd probably be speaking German.
Yeah.
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 So we have we have England who's telling us we can go pound sand. And France has always told us that.
Except for
uh,
early on. They were helpful to us early on.
yeah, yeah, no, I think that's about right. I think Lafayette was the last time they gave us a hand.
Once they got independence and we did the whole
Yeah,
exchange with the Eiffel Tower or with the Statue of Liberty, they're like, all right, now that's
yeah,
your gift. Don't talk to us again.
yeah. I mean, we actually we have. It seems that we have more friends in Eastern Europe than we have in Western Europe.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Actually, a friend of ours is a Russian Jew. She's from. This might be stupid. I think it's Belarus, but I can't remember. But
yeah.
it was part of
Okay.
the USSR
Yeah,
originally,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and now it's its own thing.
Yes, yes.
And I remember when we were in college, and everyone was kind of like getting more into like the communist group think.
Yeah,
She was like, and I can't do her accent, but very Russia, like from Russia,
yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And she's like, I cannot believe you're talking about communism. I used to have to make my own shoes, like
Yeah,
like
yes.
she's like, well, people had TV and the internet, and I had a black and white TV with a clothes hanger antenna in like the 90s. Like, what are we talking? And so she was like, she's very anti-communism. Safe to say. I think most people I ever met who lived under it are. But
Yeah. Well, I think
yeah,
that
she doesn't get it.
I think Cuba is a good example. I mean, yeah,
Venezuela, same thing. I told you the whole.
yes,
Every Venezuelan I could talk to, I talked to, and just I didn't put anything on it. I said, "What do you think about Maduro?" I would never tell anyone how
oh,
I feel about it.
yeah, yeah,
Every single person. Oh my God, thank God. Oh my God, thank God.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a big character, so yeah. So that's anyway. So that's what we had there. So we've dealt with we dealt with these folks, and so let me see it. There's something else that we got to talk about. Yeah, the something that's near and dear to your heart. Are you aware of the Padres, sir? You've heard of the
San Diego? Yeah,
Yes, you've heard of those. And did you?
yeah. They have Ortiz, I think, is their big guy. I think
Well, sir, I don't care about Mr. Ortiz, to be frank with you. I do care about, they say, the Padres
Nick
are near.
Castellanos. That's who it is. Sorry.
I don't care
Anyways.
about him either, but the Padres are nearing a deal, don't you see, for a record $3.9 billion. Oh, yes, this is in
To be purchased or what?
yes, the San Diego Padres are nearing a deal to be sold to private equity billionaire Jose Feliciano and his wife Kwanzaa Jones, according to people familiar with the matter. The deal values the Padres at around 3.9 billion, the highest valuation ever achieved by a Major League Baseball team.
Yep.
The previous record was by Steve Cohen's 2.4 billion of the New York Mets in 2020.
But
Go ahead.
all that is to say, they're the biggest organization that can be sold. The Yankees are probably worth 10 billion. You know what I mean? The Phillies are probably worth 5 billion. The White Sox are probably worth at least 2 or 3 more billion than that. The Cubs, forget about it. That's another 10 billion. Other team probably.
Oh yeah, yes.
But that's cool. I didn't know the Padres were selling. They were like, I'm pretty sure they went to the World Series like 2 years ago. So it's very weird to sell, but maybe that's when you sell if you're the team owner. Is now
Yeah.
you get out real quick.
Yes.
But yeah, that's interesting. I've been waiting for my life. I've been praying every day that Jerry Reinsdorf will just sell the Bulls. He can keep the White Sox. I don't care. He can have the White Sox. That's fine. I'm fine with him being languishing in mediocrity forever. That's okay. But just sell the Bulls. I want to see that number come across my screen. All right.
The only thing that we got to do though immediately, yes, we have to get we have to get a manager like IU managed to get for their football team.
Yes.
That's
Well, I actually, who's about to become available, and this is a sports one that you'll for sure know. Everyone involved in this part of it. Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr's contract didn't get renewed. His last game, he could get re-signed by them, but his last game as a Warriors coach under contract was last night. And Steve Kerr of obviously Chicago Bulls,
yes,
fame,
yes.
is rumored because we fired our GM and we fired our president of basketball operations, and we want to keep the coach that we have. But there's a rumor that they're going to try and ask Steve Kerr to step into a Popovich role for us. Basically, say, hey, you're going to run this team now. Just you don't take their money. Come here and you get to choose everything that happens in Chicago, And I would hope he takes it. I mean, I don't think that he wasn't the architect of the Warriors, actually. That was Mark Jackson.
Yes.
But, I mean, anyone who's watched even passing basketball walking through an airport knows that Steve Kerr has a team that does some pretty crazy stuff. So, I ain't complaining, but, who knows how much of it's Steph Curry, how much of it's him. I don't know, but.
Yes, well, that's the guy I like. To me, he's kind of changed the game.
I think for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and he's likable. People like him. He's not only a great basketball player. Yeah, yes, yeah. But yeah, there are some guys that are. I won't name anybody, but there's this one guy. He's got kind of a big mouth, and some people say he may be the greatest basketball player of all time. Other people say
he's not LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, sir. And so that individual, he has a way of uningratiating himself with people.
Oh,
you
yes,
see.
he does.
Yes, and so even if he deserves certain accolades, he's not going to get them because people just don't like him.
Well, I think there's actually one of the biggest unspoken things in the NBA, and I think we'll see it in the next 2 years when he finally retires. A lot of the guys, it seems like, hate him. Like a lot of the players kind of hate him. They look up to him because he's he's LeBron. He's wonderful, and honestly, when I hate on LeBron, it purely comes from that 1-2 conversation. I think he's great. I really do. I watched him my whole life. I think he's phenomenal. He's one of the coolest basketball players I've ever seen. I think he is a good father. I think that his politics suck, especially considering, he's been rich since he was 18, which was when I was 12. So my entire life, the guy's been a multimillionaire, and he's lecturing anyone about anything is crazy to me. But that's aside from the point. Fine, whatever. The point is that the guy is the reason that Curry is so much more beloved than LeBron is because when Curry changed the game, he doesn't have to remind you that he changed the game. He doesn't say things like that made me the GOAT. He doesn't say things like, I'm chasing Michael Jordan. Curry goes out and he plays his game and he plays the best game that Steph Curry can play.
Yes.
And he changed the game. The two people are actually the three basketball players that changed the game the most. It's Wilt Chamberlain.
Yes.
Shaquille O'Neal, Steph Curry.
Yes.
And Jordan and LeBron both changed the game in their own ways, but not the way that any of those three guys did. There's material rules and gameplay shifts from those other guys. Like Jordan obviously did change the game, but his big thing was blowing the game up. And LeBron's big thing was making it so that the players had a little bit more control over their careers. Depending on how you see it, that could be a detriment. Point being, Curry's a good dude. And hopefully when you brought up the Padres, that made me just think of the Bulls, and hopefully we get some sort of luck like that. Because, the Padres even, when these teams get bought, it's always good. Like the Timberwolves got bought by, I think it was Alex Rodriguez, the baseball player.
Yeah.
And he bought them. And I feel like he also invested in the Twins, their baseball team. But anyways, he bought them, and they immediately started getting, different looks at different coaches. They started getting different sponsors. They started getting different players being interested in their team, because when you walk into the office and it's freaking A-Rod, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
A-Rod.
a totally different marketability, it's just a totally different thing. And so, they did a good job.
Yeah.
Best of luck to the Padres.
Yeah. So that's what we got there. So I guess let's see what else we got here. And it says, people who listen to podcasts, would that be you, sir? It says, industry's embrace of video means if you're not watching, you're lost. It says, Jordan Blair was behind the wheel when she realized that she had picked the wrong podcast to listen to. If she had listened to us, she would have known better, but she didn't, you see. And today we're touching down the 70s to talk about Chippendales, not these guys. Okay, and so anyway, that's what they talk about there. So, talk about people who listen to podcasts are suddenly feeling left out. Industry's embrace of video means if you're not watching, you're lost. I don't know what the hell they mean by that, but that's what they say.
Well, some people's lives are unfortunately not necessarily just due to their own choices, but very much so due to their own choices as well, are kind of just sitting at a computer screen all day, So if you're sitting and listening to people talk versus sitting and watching people talk, there's like a little bit less of a sense of community. The problem is that watching content is supposed to be something that's supplemental to your social life, something you go and talk about later, you watch with a friend, you whatever. When content becomes your social life, you've kind of lost the plot. You've kind of you're really, really gonna have a hard time getting back to not having it be that way.
Well, of course, we're not misleading anybody, right? So if they can watch us, they'll be on the right track. They'll know where they're going.
Well, watch us, but don't think like, this is obviously this is like something that like no one who ever creates any content ever says. But yeah, watch me, but you don't know me. You know what I mean? You don't know me at all, and like you don't know Pops at all. And so like our takes, whatever, that's great. Try and give you a better perspective on why I have a perspective, but you have no idea who we are. And I have no idea who Joe Rogan is. And I have no idea who Bill Burr is. And I have no idea who Bill Maher is, right? And so I take their words and I evaluate the value of their words and whatever, but I have no idea who these people are. And so I don't think that I have a relationship with them. And I think that that's the problem is nowadays people watch live streams and podcasts and they're donating and putting the thing up. And it's like, oh, just to see here, I'll pay $10 just to hear the streamer say my name. No, stop that. Go outside, put on your video every once in a while. You know what I mean? Watch something that can educate you, even if it's not educational. Fiction can still educate you. How many people watched read 1984 and had a different perspective on the government afterwards? That's fiction, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like,
yes.
it like, just go and consume the content and let it become you more of a whole person. You don't consume the content to fill the void of not having any personal relationships. And I really stand by that. Like I really stand by that. I don't watch people play video games at all. If I want to play video games, I'll play video games. You know what I mean? I don't watch people race cars. If I want to go race cars, I'll go race cars.
Well, I've always got that's I have to say this, and this is going to go against 90% of the population in this country. You see, like when I played football when I was a young kid, I was pretty stinky at it. You see, I wasn't that good at it. Same with basketball. I mean, I'd go down to the playground, which was across the street from where Will Chamberlain went to high school. You see, so anyway, I was in the area, see, and
So maybe you didn't suck. Maybe they were all just good.
uh, well, both they were very good, and I sucked. You see, this so it made the contrast even worse. But so that was the problem, of course. So of course, and so my thought has, if you can't play the game, I don't get much satisfaction out of watching somebody doing something I can't do. You follow me?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So me, I thought that I was doing quite well if I'd be at the foul line or whatever, trying to do some, get 9 out of 10 baskets, just standing there. I thought I was doing pretty good, you see. But of course, you also have to dribble, you have to rebound, you have to do a lot of other things. And so those things I was a little bit remiss in, you see. And so I wasn't that good, you see. And so I couldn't do it. And so I'm not really interested in seeing somebody that can do it. I just, if I can't do it, then watching somebody do something I can't do, I just don't get it. But that's me.
Yeah, I kind of resonate with that a little bit. I mean, like I even me and my buddy play this game called Marvel Rivals, and it's just like a online like whatever mobile game where you play with a bunch of other people, 5-on-5 teams or 6-on-6 teams rather. And we're pretty good. The rank that we are is called Grandmaster, so there's like 2 ranks above us, and then there's like pro players basically.
Okay.
So we're pretty good. We're as good as any streamer at least that we're watching or anyone who's like creating content on it. And even there, where I'm playing in these guys' games. If I like were to log on to the guy whose video I'm watching, I would go and get into his game because we're the same rank. But like it's still not fun. Like there's still no enjoyment for me. Like even my buddy is racing today. I've come up his whole racing program with him. He's racing today. He's going and doing like wheel to wheel and like really cool stuff. I'm not gonna watch it. Not because I hate him. Not because I don't wish him well. Prayed for him this morning. Pray for him when he's on track. I hope that he wins. I genuinely do. I'm going to be so excited. I will look up the results and I will text him and be like, wow, I'm so excited for you. Good job. I don't want to watch it. I don't care to. If I was out there driving, I would be so excited. But the way I see it is this. If I can't go on track and drive with my buddy, then there must be something else that I should be doing that will eventually make it so that I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to spend that time watching someone. I'm going to try and get better.
Well, let me ask you about this racing now. Now, let's say you go to the Daytona, or you're watching on television, or you're doing the Indianapolis 500. Are those take a couple hours to watch?
Yeah, like probably like 3.5 to 5, depending on the race. Yeah.
All right. So here's the question now. With these, what was I going to say?
Streamers?
Was what?
Were you saying streamers, or were you talking about with the like TV, like them being on TV watching the races?
Yeah, yeah. So my question is this. So watching these, I hear myself talking again, which is oh that was that fire that guy panic immediately. My God.
All right.
Throw him off on the scruff of his neck. My God, no wonder the guy comes in here in a pink shirt. It's unbelievable the things we have to put up with in this
How's it going, Patrick? Hey.
Yo, what's up, Colin?
Fine comes his leg. He also given the merit too.
They're not.
Anyway, so we're talking about racing. Okay, now you're watching this thing for 2 or 3 hours. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to watch for the last 30 seconds and see who comes across the finish line. You see?
What time? Let me ask you this. You watch golf?
Do I watch golf? I did not watch golf. I see no. I said I see no sense in playing golf. Why would I watch the damn thing? I mean, that'd be crazy. I mean, yeah, they tried to they. I went golfing with my uncle, who was a great golfer. I could get the ball out there, but my slice was so. And we're getting a trouble feedback from something. I don't know. Okay. But anyway, my slice was so bad that third was going to give hope by the ball coming back at me.
Yeah, I literally hate golf. I cannot stand golfing, and I want to. I want to like golf. I want to, but every time I go and play it, same exact thing. I'm over here freaking slicing, shanking is actually what you call it.
I can shank too. I can do that too.
I am the master of the shank.
Oh.
If the hole was only 20 feet forward, but like 100 yards to the left, I would be the greatest golfer that's ever lived.
Oh yes. Well, I could get it out there, but like I said, Kev, it was like a boomerang. It was coming back at me, you know. Yeah, it was a frightening experience. Yeah. So anyway, but you know that your grandmother, she has a shirt-tail relative that not only did he go to he in fact I think he was at the Masters, and he one of her shirt-tail relatives is a marker. You know what the marker is, right?
Like the people on the field you're talking about?
Oh,
people
sir,
on the course?
please. No, sir. When you go to the Masters, you see, you have these groups. They play foursomes. You've heard of foursomes before, sir? Well, sometimes they don't have a foursome. Sometimes there's only 3 people there. See?
Got
you. And so
Is that really what they're called?
that's what they call a marker.
Yeah.
And so
I thought you were
this
teasing
guy,
us.
he was a marker, and so in many respects, a lot of times he would beat the pros with the scores. I mean, it's a great golfer.
For whatever reason, I was thinking of a ringer, but yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of what he was if he was really good.
Oh yeah, he was very good. Yeah.
That's like I didn't know that they did that. I haven't seen that happen at the Memorial Tournament. Well, I was thinking that I hadn't seen that happen at the Memorial Tournament, but then I remembered that it did because Tiger pulled out 3 years ago, I think, right after his first car accident.
Yes.
And he pulled out, and someone had to fill in for him.
I was gonna ask if you guys talked about Tiger Woods yet.
Oh, Tiger. Did you say he was in a car accident?
Well, he was multiple years ago, but he was just again recently too. Yeah.
Ah, car accident.
You didn't know about that one?
Yeah. Well, the guy. There was a guy. The guy that he was. The last one I understood was this guy was pulling a trailer, and he's looking out his rear view mirror, and he sees this guy coming up on him like a barrel out of hell, whatever. But anyway, bat out of hell. I think that's and so he's concerned. The guy's going at a high rate of speed. Now, this is just me kind of repeating something which is probably inaccurate. But anyway, so he pulls off to the side. This guy, he clips the back of the trailer. He clips it, flies up in the air, and goes around a couple times. Don't you see? And
that was our friend Tiger, was that not?
That was him. Yes, he pulled himself. Then he pulled himself out of the I guess a passenger side of the vehicle. I guess he rolled the window down, and pulled himself out there, and then of course he got on the phone and talked to the president. Don't you see?
Yeah, he had to call his boy, Donnie J.
Yeah. Of course, I think that he has. I think it's his somebody that's related to the president, Tiger is dating right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's his like one of his daughters or something like that, right?
He's
Or
dating Kai Trump, I think.
I don't know if it's his daughter. I think it's more like, I think it might be more the granddaughter type, and I think that it's from one of his previous wives' children. But I'm not
Oh,
exactly.
Tiger Woods is reportedly dating Vanessa Trump, ex-wife of Donald Trump Jr.
There you go.
And
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. So there you go. So, but anyway, so he said he was talking with them, and I guess he thought that was going to get him off the hook. You see, which would kind of impress me too. I mean, if I'm pulling somebody off on the side of the road, and they said, I want to give my, you want to give my friend a pass," so, but I guess he didn't get a pass. It'd be difficult to give somebody a pass that basically should be taken to the hospital.
I don't really understand that. As rich as he is, like he can't find anybody to drive for him, or he can't order a Uber or something.
Well, they
dude,
say
if
he's
I was the
very-
greatest golfer of all time, man, I wouldn't drive a single day.
Yeah, like
ever,
you would think,
unless
like
it's
you
you
know,
having
he should,
fun.
Well, they say he's
exactly.
cheap. They say he's very cheap. And so is Michael Jordan, extremely cheap. These guys are very cheap. But not only
Michael
is he,
Jordan's cheap, but he doesn't get in car accidents because someone.
Yeah,
drives him.
you won't hear about him getting in a rollover.
yeah, I know. But I think not only is he cheap, but I think he likes to be in control. They say he's a control freak.
Oh
And
yeah.
so he doesn't want somebody else, driving for me. I prefer somebody else driving for me.
Well, I'm not even taking the piss out of it, but one of the most recent famous people who that happened to was Greg Biffle. Greg Biffle liked to be in control. He flies his family everywhere in his own personal plane and all that. Goes up. Private planes are not nearly as standardized as the big
Yes.
guys, the
Yes.
jumbos, and goes up. Came back down, but not at an airport. You know what I mean? And that's the way she goes sometimes. Like, and that's to me when someone ever says to me that stupid stuff, about, oh, I need to have control. Okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, unless
Yeah.
you have multiple millions of dollars and 10 years of training, maybe let someone else fly the frickin' plane for you, dude. Like,
And he's putting other people at risk too, just because of his ego.
his
You
whole
know?
family died.
sure.
His whole family died. All
Well,
of it.
he-
Everybody.
heard of-
He's a good. He was a good dude, but damn,
You've heard of Bye Bye American Pie. You've heard of that one, did you? Not?
Yeah, exactly. That's about
played.
what's his Richie Valens,
Yes,
Buddy
yes,
Holly,
yes,
and the Big
yes.
Papa, right?
Yes. And then you had Kennedy, the Kennedy guy. He was flying.
The other one, right?
Yeah,
Not Robert and not
He
John,
was
the
the
other
grandson
one.
of John Kennedy.
That's right. Okay.
Well, was it a plane crash?
Yes. What he did was he flew at night, which is a tough thing to do, fly at night. But not only fly at night, but he flew over water, and for some reason, water can be very, very
Disorienting.
It's very, very difficult. It doesn't look like water sometimes. I'm not sure exactly what the problem is, but anyway, so late at night, there's reflection on the water. The water seems like it's a solid, and maybe it looks like a runway. I don't know exactly, but anyway, he didn't know what he was doing, and he wasn't
Well,
skilled.
what happens is, so in a plane where you're flying, the horizon's usually here. That's why if you ever see those altimeters in a plane, it's
I'm
brown
kind
and
of
blue.
picturing like
Yes.
Yeah, so it's ground and horizon. So when you go over the water, that thing will like move like this. So it could be like almost all blue, almost all brown, whatever. Like it moves like
Okay.
that and like
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
So when you're flying at night, especially, the horizon line is what you're supposed to be looking at.
yeah.
It's not really there when you're over the water, at night. It
okay.
is. But if you stop looking at your thing and say you were flying at 1,000 feet, you could drop 1,000 feet really fast, like
yes.
really fast. And so, but he could have even been having fun, just go a little low over the water. He's not going to get in trouble with the FAA or anything like that. And just like quick, all it takes is a wingtip, and that's basically like hitting a building, it'll just immediately blow up. So
The Kennedys got to stop putting themselves in compromising situations like that. You
yes, they do.
Not
Yes,
that many
they do.
of them left now.
Like, put the damn roof up on your car, John.
Yeah.
It was advised to you, hey, people hate you. Put your roof up on the car. Nah, nah, nah. They got to see me. They got to see me. Why?
Yeah.
Now we're in the bad timeline because of it.
Yeah, thanks a lot, John.
Yes. And remember Kobe too.
Yeah.
Oh
Kobe
my god.
again.
Well,
Yeah.
Kobe, he
Kobe's
wanted to
really-
avoid traffic. That's all he wanted to do, was
That
just
one
avoid
pissed me off
traffic.
so bad because I was like, okay, you want to avoid traffic? You want to avoid traffic? You have like an unbelievable amount of money. Like, you just get a place that you stay in during the week next to the stadium, my guy. Like, I know it's not a nice area, but any area is a nice area when you have armed security. You know what I mean? Like, what are we
Sure.
doing here? Like,
I think he
Like-
was taking his daughter to a basketball
tournament.
game.
but
Yeah,
Yes.
not just his daughter, 3 of her teammates, their parents,
their
all gone.
parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, all gone. And it's like, I'm not hating on him because I get it. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, you get the money, you want to do it, you want to do your thing. He had flown in a helicopter for years. He flew as a player in a helicopter all the time. But, man, like, it's one of those things. Like, no one ever, when a car accident happens, almost no one ever feels this way about it. But when it's like a plane or a helicopter, or a boat, everyone's like, man, like, I don't know what to say. Like, that is a riskier activity. I'm sorry to
Yeah,
say it,
it is.
but
Okay.
I don't know. Kobe
Yeah.
smashed a sprinter, rear-ended someone in a sprinter van that day. We would still have Kobe making podcasts and things like that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Still ragging on Shaq.
yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, well, and the worst part is he was really about to crescendo into a pretty crazy media magnate because he had some pretty cool stuff in the works.
I
Well-
think he has some shoes in the works, right? I think he was doing some more
Oh,
shoes,
yeah.
making the shoes pretty cheap or something like
Yeah,
that.
he was trying to make them the $120 offering at Nike, back like the running shoes and stuff.
I think that was Shaq that did that. Shaq.
Shaq made
Yeah,
it
Shaq.
cheaper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shaq did the Walmart shoes.
But
Yeah.
you know what's funny? Shaq. He said, Kobe was yelling at Shaq all the time. Said he could have been the greatest player of all time. He's yelling at him. He said he was too fat. He didn't have a good, didn't train right. And years later, Shaq said that it was funny. Shaq said Kobe was absolutely right. He's absolutely right. I could have done better. I should have done better, but I didn't. But of course, that's what most of us, don't you think so?
Yeah, well, and in that time period, it was so funny because he was getting on Shaq so bad,
Yeah.
and it was like becoming a problem where they like were basically starting to hate each other.
Yes.
And the thing that people miss about it is he wasn't saying to Shaq, "Hey, when you're in shape isn't good enough for me." He was saying, hey buddy, don't come in to training camp late and fat. We're trying to win championships, okay?
Yeah,
And,
Shaq was not trying, and they still won 4 times.
Yeah.
He
he's
won
like,
4
"What do you
times.
want me to do?" Yeah, they won 3 times with Shaq, and then Shaq won 1 with the Suns.
The Heat,
Oh,
and then in 2004.
no, it was the Heat. Yeah, it was Dwayne Wade's Heat. You're
in
right.
2004, they were in the championship, but they lost, and they had guys like Gary Payton and Karl Malone and all that. But Shaq
Yeah, that
was really
the,
out of
like,
shape by
end
then.
of- Yeah.
Yeah, the mailman. That's the. So now we've covered a lot of ground. So you've noticed that, right?
Oh yeah.
And so now I'm looking at the review section of the Wall Street Journal. And of course they've got Trump and they've got the Pope there, but we've talked about that already. So that we no sense in going back over that ground. So now we go to section C3, and C3 talks about how to be a man. Do you see that, sir? It says there's a new crop of TV shows and takes aim at the male identity crisis. The male identity crisis. Are you aware of that crisis, sir?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I felt somewhat. I'm very, very upset myself about this stuff, but let me see who it is. They talk about Jason Bateman. You remember Jason, do you?
Oh yeah.
He was in
That's the guy who
Ozarks.
no, that was Jeremy Renner. I was gonna say one of them got run over by a snowmobile really bad.
Oh, yeah,
That
no,
was Jeremy Renner, the guy who
yeah,
plays
no.
Hawkeye.
Jason was in. He was in Ozark and not
Yeah,
DTF, St. Louis,
and he's
and
in Arrested Development, I think.
probably. And then you got Steve Carell. He's in Rooster.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, and The
I,
Office.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think The Office is his number one show.
yeah, and then of course you got and John Hamm in Your Friends and Neighbors.
Mad Men.
Yes,
I don't
yes,
know.
yes. So that's what they were in, and then of course, yeah, so I don't know. I've not watched that. Have you watched anything like Rooster or any of those things? Have you
No, I
watched any of
watched
these
the
shows?
other ones, but I never watched Rooster or anything like that. No,
Yeah.
I
Well,
like Ozark though.
Or these are shows that teach you how to be a man. You're saying?
I think it's the opposite. I think these are shows which shows that these guys are in crisis as far as being manly, I suppose. That they're, they're kind of wimpy. They wimped out. I think that's kind of the premise of the show, but I don't know that much about it. Uh, uh, my favorite show with Carell was the 40-year-old virgin.
I was gonna say 40-Year-Old Virgin's probably his other most famous thing.
And you
He's
remember
really good in that.
what was it? What was my favorite scene there in that one?
Is it the Kevin Hart scene where he says, I don't know what you just said to me, but I'm gonna take it as disrespect.
That was a good scene, but that is not my favorite. My favorite is when he goes, he's very hairy. Did you notice that?
Yeah. Oh, for the wax.
Oh, the waxing, yeah. I don't even know.
That's a great movie, actually. That is a great movie.
Yes. Yeah.
And that movie would be totally counter to whatever to a lot of the male group think now, because dude was a total loser at the beginning of the movie, and the only thing that changed about him was just that he was confident, and then at the end of it, he was pretty cool. He's a kind of chill dude. And that back, I don't know, that's a total like paradigm shift. You know what I mean? From let's just make a movie that's a little bit funny, but like the message is like, with a heart of gold, you can do anything, and like it's like now it's like you're fucked. You know what I mean? Like that's like.
How about the other one? Gigolo, American Gigolo.
Deuce Bigelow, American Gigolo. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like those movies, and I was always partial to Borat.
Oh, Borat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
What's up with the vanilla face?
Yeah.
You know?
The Dictator.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
The Dictator is so good. And they're all I love that type of stuff, and you lose that with when everything has to be serious. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it's all like
sometimes-
YouTube and SNL now. That that's the only time you're gonna see that now.
Yeah, like someone's not gonna dedicate $90 million.
Yeah, that's
like,
a theatrical
you know-
release that he was doing, and it was like satire of the world.
The guy got freaking Giuliani. It, like caught him being weird in his movie, his feature length film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the guy
It's
is like that's a
crazy.
real, and then Borat, you have whatever. But like, even movies like Inglorious Bastards. Could you make that today? And I know that everyone asks those type of questions, but like, could you really make a movie about the Nazis where it isn't like, like the entire time? Because it's not. It's very much like humanizing these people. So like, if I could see how someone would get mad at you and go like, whoa, like, get mad at like a director when you put it to paper, right? They'd be like, whoa, you're making these people too human. And it's like, yeah, but that made for a really, really great story that still ends in you thinking like, man, these Nazis are terrible and evil. You know what I mean? But like it humanizing them made more gravity as time went on in the story, and as they, inevitably met their conclusions to their individual stories and stuff like that. So like, I just always wonder, like, when you watch modern TV now, it always feels there's an agenda being pushed more so than there's actually, them trying to really make a great piece of art.
Yeah, no, because by doing that, that'll bring us closer together and everything, and that'll make you see the other side of things, and you won't be as confused when you hear people talk in a certain way. Yeah, that's the
Exactly.
exact opposite of like what the news and stuff like wants.
Yeah, what was the yeah, I always got it. You remember Hogan's Heroes? Well, that was this show on television many years ago, but it was supposedly is a
Oh, I do
concentration.
know this show. I do know the show. As soon as I saw it, I realized now.
This is supposed to be. I never got the idea. This is supposed to be funny. A concentration camp is supposed to be funny. And they had the German commandants, and this is this is funny stuff. I don't know.
Was it funny, or as at the time was it funny? It was
Oh
just
yeah, it was a comedy. It was a comedy. And you had the German sergeant that was about 100 pounds overweight, and he would be kind of waddling into the place, and these Americans were getting over on the German captives or captors or whatever. But I just never saw the humor in it. But but I suppose what was the one that Brad Pitt was in? Was that the one in Glorious Bastards where he had the where
Gorlami.
yes
What's your name?
yes was that it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Inglourious Bastards.
Was that the one where they had the where we had the German guy who was saying that Brad Pitt was evidently he had the Jew killer? Was that?
Yeah, the bear Jew, Donnie
Yeah.
the bear Jew. It was a
Yeah,
giant
yes,
Jewish kid with the baseball bat to
Yes,
smash their
yes.
skulls with the baseball bat. Yeah.
yes. Well, that guy, I can't remember the guy, but the guy who did the impression of the German guy.
I know him.
Yes.
Oh, I've literally met him in real life. I think his name's Hans Landa or something like that.
Well, he did a great job. I mean, great job.
He's like one of the best
Yeah.
ever to do.
Yes,
ever.
yes, yeah.
Or maybe it was Christoph Blues. Hold on, Chris.
Yeah, I think it might have Christoph. I think that sounds more like it.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that the movies like that are essential because oh no, okay, the one that I met was Daniel Bruhl, who was Frederick Zoller, but the really famous like the Gestapo guard is Christoph Waltz, who his
Yes,
name
yes.
is Hans Landa in the
Yeah,
show.
yes.
Or in the movie, but
Yeah.
Daniel Bruhl is the one that I met, who is the like kind of more timid looking one with the pursed lips.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
Also the Nazi in the show, but
I was thinking Waltz.
yes.
Yeah.
His because he has the first scene where he goes in to the house where they're hiding the Jewish people, and he's like finds one of the floorboards or whatever.
Yes,
He has that
yeah,
whole
yes.
monologue. Awesome monologue, like just awesome. He plays the villain so fantastically well, because
Yes.
it's not cold on the surface, which is like the truth of villainy. Like villainy is not someone who's mean to you all the time. Villain is someone who's like, hey, I'm a nice little guy, and then like once they get their way in, then they're like start to be evil. You know what I mean? And like it's just a very, very, very good depiction of it. And even the whole scene where the guy is like, I would like 3 drinks, and he goes, and that's like the thing that blows it wide open because he says, you did this. I know that you're an American soldier because Germans would do this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And like just stuff like that's the type of stuff that makes those stories so cool, but you lose that when you're worried about crafting a narrative. Like this is probably a show you're not watching, Pops, but it's called The Boys. Have you watched it, Colin?
No, all my friends are watching it though.
So
It's
What-
animated, isn't it?
no, it's live
The
action.
Boys.
It is gory
Okay,
as
yeah,
all.
I get it. Yeah.
I like.
You're
Boys.
thinking of Invincible, probably.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Invincible and The Boys. That's like what everyone's watching.
See, what's The Boys about? Tell me about.
So The Boys is about superheroes. That it's a superhero show, but basically, a company called Vought, essentially at the beginning is like an Amazon / Tesla like type situation, and they control the superheroes. and they are, it's just dystopian-ish future, but like nothing seems too crazy. Then it just devolves. But the main superhero is called Homelander, and he wears a big American flag, and he's all this and whatever. He has a big blonde slick back hairdo. You can probably see where I'm going with this. It's a very hardcore analog to President Trump, previous to Trump being the president, by the way. This comic came out in like the mid 2000s, but the source material is like 1-to-1 what's gone on, The problem is that rather than letting the source material speak for what it is, they're inserting little things that just push it a little past that where I'm like, it suspended my disbelief, and I was like, or it unsuspended my disbelief rather, and I was like, oh, they're obviously calling back to this literal event that happened 8 months ago, whatever. Like, so that's like this art that's pretty pure. I mean, don't get me wrong, this thing's gory, lots of cursing, lots of whatever, but I like it. And this art that would be really, really good, is like tainted by not just being the pure art. It has to have an agenda,
All right, so it's trying to get a message across without actually saying it's getting a message across, if that word.
Well, the source material gets the message that it wants to get across already. The comic already does. They're just inserting more to like smack you in the face, like, hey, look, we're talking about Trump, obviously, and like one of the ones where you can tell that they have egg on their face is not like necessarily because this is all, again, it's in the comics, but they were like talking about the Republicans saying the liberals ran a pedophile ring, and like they were talking tongue in cheek about it like 3.5 years ago, and like now that's obviously like starkly less funny because it's very real. It's not just the liberals doing it, obviously. It was a lot of elite, but taking the piss out of that is an interesting choice for sure. But yeah, so stuff like that is annoying, but other than that, it's a quite a good show.
I didn't know that's what the show was about and all that. I saw the superheroes. You never expect all that.
Yeah, it's super dark. It's like super dark. I don't want to spoil anything to tell you really about the story would spoil so much of it. And it's like new enough that like me even talking about it on the podcast and spoiling it would be kind of like messed up for any random person trying to watch, But like it's really, really good. It's gory as all heck though. So like if that type of stuff bothers you, it sucks. Like don't watch it, But it's good.
And so which show is this on? Is it Netflix?
Amazon Prime.
Oh, Amazon Prime. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the boys, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Anybody that's any of the actors that know? Or...
Anthony Starr would be the most famous one. He's in, I can't remember what his other big role was. But he is becoming a bigger and bigger and bigger actor. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he wasn't in a lot beforehand, but he'll be in a lot more now. Okay. Yeah, like he is in Breakers, Without a Paddle, Outrageous Fortune, stuff that we wouldn't watch. And then who's the other one? There's one other somewhat famous guy in it. I can't remember. I think it's Benicio del Toro.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
I think that's who it is.
Yeah.
I think. Oh no, I'm sorry. He looks exactly like Benicio del Toro. It's Carl Urban.
Okay.
He looks just like him. They literally look so similar. But
sorry to that guy.
Yeah, sorry to Benicio.
Well, see, there's a difference between. I guess I'm more into the Peaky Blinders stuff. I like that.
Oh yeah, you like the Peaky
Blinders? Yeah, I really like that. They came out with this movie. Now I guess they have a movie out now, and it's kind of interesting. I like Tom Hardy. Do you watch Tom Hardy?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever watched Legends?
I haven't
heard
watched
of Legends
yet.
I heard that was really good.
Legends is really good. It's about these two brothers that are over in England, and one of them is a schizophrenic, and they were both like mafia types. I mean, they were really bad characters, and so it's kind of interesting. But he
doesn't Hardy play two guys? He plays both of them in that.
Yes,
one, right?
Plays both of them.
Yeah,
yes,
I've
exactly.
seen that movie. I've seen it. I didn't know that's what it was called, but I watched it. Friend says
I can't remember the name of the brothers, but they were very. I mean, it's a real life story. The Cray brothers. That's it. The Cray brothers.
Yeah.
And so I think they both ended up in prison at the end. But they were,
They deserved to be if they weren't.
yes. And who's the guy? And there's the tall Italian guy was he was in the movie too as well. Anyway, but anyway, that I was kind of I like that, and they had but the new movie they had Tom Hardy played he played one of the central characters, and then of course there was the guy Cillian Murphy.
I love Cillian Murphy.
Yeah. Well, and then they had the guy who played his brother, Arthur. Arthur was it? Played.
Yeah.
But evidently, unfortunately, Arthur is a stone cold alcoholic, and they said he was they couldn't get him in the movie. He was in rehab. He was in such bad shape, you know. So I guess a lot.
Yeah, he pled guilty in 2024 to drug possession charges. And that pretty much kept him out.
Yeah. Great actor. I mean,
Paul Anderson is his name. But
Paul
Tom
Anderson.
Hardy, you brought Tom Hardy up. He also does have a superhero movie. It's called Venom.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's pretty good, I think. I like Venom. Some
First
people
one
hate
I think is really solid.
Yeah, the second one is a little bit mid as far as the like plot points, but his performance in it is
I
good.
thought they cut that second one short, and the third one I don't think I watched.
Is
Did they
he
do a
the
third
one that?
Nah, yeah, they did a third one with
Oh yeah, with
King
what's his-
Venom.
Carnage,
Yeah.
right?
No, that was the second one. The third one had like a King Venom or something. Like I don't know. It just came out last year.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't watched that
Tom
one
Hardy.
either.
Yeah.
Was he a boxer or something in one of them?
Yes. Was it Creed?
Hmm.
No, that's Michael B. Jordan.
No,
in Warrior.
Bane. He was Bane. I know
He
that.
was Bane?
He was Bane in 2012 Batman.
I'm coming to kill you, Batman.
Yeah. Yeah. That was him. That was a good one.
What would happen if you take off your mask?
It would hurt. You.
Yeah. They did that right at the start of the movie. They did that goofy mask thing.
Yep.
Right when he has that plane.
And in that movie too, if you're a football fan, I totally forgot about it, but I was reminded about it yesterday. In that movie, they like go to Pittsburgh and they're going into Heinz Field because that's like part of the thing where he's like.
I always thought that was
Field.
the Michigan stadium.
No,
it was so big.
It looks like the big house, but no, it's Heinz
Yeah.
Field. Yeah, it's the Steelers Stadium. Heinz Ward is returning the kick return. So you're like, why is that big body running with the ball? It's Heinz Ward. So, anyways, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, they literally use Steelers players and that and everything.
That was a
It
strange,
cool.
yeah, that's a strange plot to a movie. You know, blow up the stadium like
Cool,
that.
But
and
like,
it was like
how
all
do we get the
far.
Ra's al Ghul comic Batman from Tom Hardy Bane? Like, that doesn't make much sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, you know, I have a soft spot for those movies. They're always, you know.
Yeah, that was around
like
the same
best.
time as those Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man that
A little
that one
bit
was a
after,
goofy.
but yeah.
Yeah.
But Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movies are also phenomenal movies. Or, well, not phenomenal movies, phenomenal performances.
I think they were great.
I think
I grew up with them.
people
Yeah,
say
same.
that he's a Tobey Maguire. Nobody likes that character. And I think that he's basically been blacklisted, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's a jerk. He's
He's a jerk, but to be honest, like he's kind of like I can't remember what it was, but there's like a reason for it. Like the one time someone like did something that hurt Emma Stone when he was like people were like pushing her around or whatever. Something stupid like that happened basically. And from that point forward, he like kind of like has lost his mind around paparazzi, and that's just like bled out into like hating all fans. But he was in the most recent Spider-Man movie because they like brought all the Spider-Man together.
Huh?
Yeah, and I'm sure
And,
he was paid pretty nice.
Oh, he was paid stupid nice, and he
for
is
like 20 minutes of screen.
and he's like, and now he's being like, I love Spider-Man. I'm so
Yeah,
nice.
right.
So it looks
did
like
a
he
really
might have
good
one
movie.
more appearance in him. What'd you say?
Have you guys ever watched Brothers?
Huh?
No.
Wait,
Yes,
is that the one where
yes.
his flip out scene where he destroys?
You gotta watch Brothers. Yes, you gotta watch Brothers.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
amazing.
Is that Brooke McGuire's in that one too?
Yes,
Yeah,
he was
it's his best
him
performance.
and it was another
Gosling?
famous. Yeah, good actors in
It's
that
either him
movie.
and Gosling or no, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, right?
It's
Yeah,
not.
Gosling.
Yeah, it's not right. Yeah, it's Gosling. Yeah,
Isn't Gosling
Or is
the
it
same?
Jake Gyllenhaal? Maybe it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
I think it's the same guy that was in Prisoners. Like I don't know. I'm
It's
not good
Jake
with
Gyllenhaal.
actors.
It's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, which has also been in a Spider-Man movie as Mysterio for no reason. Anyways.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one too.
Well,
But yeah, Brothers. That's a great movie.
okay, so we
But yeah,
go ahead, sir. We ripped through
I
the
was
Wall
saying, yeah, well, you know, we the Wall Street Journal's ripped up in the trash now. We finished it. No, I'm just kidding. But
That's it. I think after we went through it, I think the circulation is going down 10,000.
we're like, we don't have to read it. We can just get it from these guys. We'll even give you the crossword if you want. We'll give out the crossword if you have. How's that?
There we go.
Yes.
But no, you know, I think media's taken an interesting turn, and I think that everything, I mean, from physical media to regular, I think books are the one thing that's like kind of safe, but like anything from like the content in this versus if I go get one of my ones from 2011 or 2012, it's entirely different magazine. It's entirely different. I mean, I'm flipping through this and I'm getting, you know, 1 to 2 page articles and then ads. I mean, that was a full page that's pretending to be an article. That's ads.
Yeah.
These are all ads.
Well,
You know? And it's just like the whole damn book is ads already. I'm already reading ads for the car companies and ads for your media
Yes.
company.
yes.
Why do I need to have so many ads in here? Why does it need to be, you know, that way? And then you flip you turn around and you'll go and open one like this that makes 10 times less money.
And they're
These guys make
older.
no money. Yeah, and these guys are, you know, there's the ads every other page. These guys make no money. And look at this. These guys built this car for this article. You know what I mean? It's like this level of effort used to be put into that, and it's not anymore. And that's the one who makes, you know, this is the billionaire company. This is the like guys who are just figuring it out. You know what I mean? And like, it just sucks.
That goes for like a lot of things too.
for sure.
I'm going to end up, I suppose, in this one, but now you talked about books and so on. There's something out now, and I don't know exactly how it works, but there's something out where basically you photograph a book and then it will read the book to you. Are you familiar with that? You don't
I think
have to
I've
read
heard of that.
You don't have to read the book. The book speaks to you. Yeah. I don't know exactly how you do it, but you have a book and you do something with the book, and the AI does something with the book, and then it just, so instead of you reading the book, you just have your earbuds in or whatever the hell it is and read it.
Yeah, I see it right here. There's one called 11 Reader is what it's called.
I try to do that all the time, like try and find an audio book for one, but they're always behind a paywall.
Yeah.
We gotta pay to find like an audio book.
Oh yeah, well yeah, and unless maybe it's a classic. It used to be you'd be able to pick up a lot of these things, without paying any money.
Yeah.
But I think now, almost anything. I think even if you want with something like Shakespeare or something, I think you have to pay money to get there.
Yeah, if it's not in public domain, you're definitely paying someone for it. And even if it is in public domain, you might be paying someone for access to a good copy of it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So, all right. So now, I suppose we should wrap this up. But is there anything we want to wrap it up with?
Well, I did want to circle back on something I mentioned earlier because I wanted to just I don't even have to correct myself, but just confirm that I was correct on this. Was that transmission thing that you were talking about with the F series? So I was like, man, I swear I've heard about this before. I was thinking there's a different thing.
Yes.
F series for we talking
Like
about
F-150s,
Yes,
yeah,
okay,
F-150s.
Okay, yeah.
They're recalling, I think, a million of these cars, these trucks.
It's
Really?
panic shifting into second gear while at high speed, which obviously kills it. Yeah. You can that face is the exact reaction. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh. So,
A million recalls too. Wow.
1.4 million recalls on 2015
Is
to
that
2017.
one of the biggest
F-150s.
recalls?
No,
That's
No,
I don't know.
Not even
But
close.
it's
Not
a
even
big
close.
one. It's a big one.
It's huge, but no, not even close. Not even close. I'll show you the biggest one after this, but it's really funny, the biggest one. But so Ford just recalled 1.4 million 2015 to 2017 F-150s for unexpected downshifts. And I remember that this has happened before. I said it when Pops brought it up. It happened on the 2011 to 2014 trucks. So 2011 to 2014 and the 2015 to 2017, they've been recalled in two separate batches, but literally from 11 to 17, all of them have the same problem, downshifting into low gears while at speed. It's not the exact same issue, but it's caused by the same problem and it's on the same transmission. So it is basically the same issue.
I think we better get Elon in on this thing. We need some expertise on this.
No, they don't want him on board. They don't want him on board.
He would say, just cancel it and build robots.
He would give them an actual good idea, and they wouldn't want that.
That's true.
Yeah. That guy, I don't give a damn. I don't care what his politics are. I don't care what the hell he says. I don't care anything about this guy. This guy is one in a million, and he's going to go down in history as a great inventor and as a great mind.
Yeah, he's a pioneer for our future. That's for sure.
He's kind of quirky. He may knock on your door one of these days and ask whether he can sleep over your house. But other than that, I mean, that's the kind of.
Let him too. I want to be clear. I also agree. I don't agree with everything on his politics whatsoever. I actually don't agree with him on a lot of stuff. Yeah. But I appreciate a visionary. I always appreciate a visionary. Yeah. So I'm not doing it. I'm not putting my life and everything, whatever, at risk or putting it in jeopardy to go and push the world forward. Someone needs to do that, though, and I appreciate him for doing that. Anyway, so you brought it up, Colin?
I brought up what am I bringing up
about the
recalls? Okay. I feel
GM,
like it's
GM in 81. I'm going from bottom to top, worst ones.
So more than a million.
In 1981, 6.4 million recalls from a control arm issue on G bodies. In 71, Chevrolet had a motor mount recall on 6.7 million vehicles. In 2012, I remember this one. In 2012, Toyota had a window switch recall. That was 7.5 million vehicles. Not a huge issue, so that's why that one isn't famous. Here's the big ones. Recall initiated in 1995 was the Takata seatbelt recall. It's 8.5 million vehicles. Seatbelts. The Volkswagen Dieselgate recall. 11 million vehicles.
Jeez.
11 million vehicles from 2009 to 2015. The Ford Cruise Control recall, which is 99 to 09. You remember this one, Pops.
Yeah.
14.9 million vehicles. The transmission gear selector recall, 20 million. That's 81 for Ford as well. Ignition switch recall for Ford. Again, Ford is really racking them up. 22.7 million vehicles. Yeah, 96, 22.7. General Motors ignition switch recall. So they both had the same problem. 30 million vehicles on General Motors. And the worst one of all time.
30 mil?
Yes.
30 mil. So the worst one of all time. And your car, I would be willing to bet I was affected by it. Poppy's isn't because they have new cars because they're smart. But my current car, one of them is affected by it. My other one isn't. Is the Takata airbag recall, which is still counting. But at the moment, it's up over 52 million vehicles that have needed their airbags replaced.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
I have the airbag light up on my car on the dashboard.
you should see if you have the recall. Take it to the dealership and be like, "Hey, I just checking it. Mine has the Takata recall. They have to replace it for free.
Oh my!
They have to.
Gosh.
Yes.
That's insane.
Even if you didn't buy it at the dealer, even if whatever, it's a service bulletin. They have
it's
to.
It's just a faulty airbag that's in millions and millions of cars that just.
It's like a potential for fault. There's a potential for a small amount of metal fragmentation happen, but obviously a small amount of metal fragmentation happening, this far from your face with, a 300, meter a second bomb behind it really fast becomes a bullet. You know what I mean? So it was just stuff like that, just getting it to split correctly and do whatever. But yeah, cars are interesting, and it is a game of numbers, and we are all driving around on cars that have something that is probably recalled, and it is what it is.
I thought that like the 1.4 million or something like that was gonna be like at least top three. Like that's when you recall a million cars, like they don't even care. It seems like, but it's a million
Well,
cars.
because let's say you might recall 1.4 million, but maybe only 300,000 of them come in and get replaced.
Yeah, I doubt. Yeah, a lot of people probably don't go in for that.
Well, now you've done it. Now you've done it, sir, because now Mr. Panic is afraid to get into his automobile. That's true. Right.
No, he probably doesn't have the recall.
Yeah, no.
I don't think Rolls Royces have that issue.
Yeah, well, he wants me to drive him back home, but he's going to sit in the back seat while I drive. That's not right. Anyway, all right. Now, do you have anything else? Do you have anything else to say before this is put to bed, so to speak?
Yeah, I think that, listen, there's a war going on. There's not cool stuff going on that's in the news, and that's real and important, and it deserves some thought. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter as much as the interpersonal relations that you have with people, and keeping lines open and communicating and talking about it. Because, until bombs are being dropped over our heads, that's kind of the only thing that we can do. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm thinking that basically, I don't think that when you say there's a war going, I suppose that's true, but it doesn't seem as though, it's not like the war in Ukraine where you've got,
No.
that's a horrible thing. And
it does seem like, to Iran's credit, even Iran's leadership is even like, multiple times they've come to the table now, if I'm not mistaken. So it's at least we're having these discussions. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And like,
yes.
I can appreciate that this is being handled a little bit more like, it sounds stupid, but like an adult war. Like, this is a little bit more like, hey, this is more about trade, more about this, more about allies, stuff like that. Less about, we hate your ideology and who you are, and so, I mean, maybe not from the other side to us, but that's not for us to worry about.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Now I guess that's it. So, and you know what you have to do, sir. What do you have to do?
I gotta send us off.
Yes, but no.
And take your car
sir.
to get
No,
recalled.
sir. That you've told me before that we're not supposed to say something at the beginning of the program, but we are supposed to say something at the end of the program. And now you forgot to say at the end of the program, so now it's not saying anything at the beginning.
But we're not at the end of the program yet.
Oh.
It's like a square and a rectangle situation. You know what I mean?
I see.
It may be the ending of the program, but the end hasn't happened until I say it. You know what I mean?
Well, see, the end is near. Is that what I'm to understand?
This has been the Scully Sez podcast. I'm just kidding. Yes. But yeah, no, thank you guys for watching the Scully Sez podcast. We really appreciate it. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Apple Music, and Spotify.
Yeah.
Like, share, anything that you can do to help spread the good or stupid word, depending on how you think about it. That'd be great. And, please enjoy watching us and helping us build a small community here.
I just something else that I should say before this is the penultimate or whatever the hell they call it. But I have to point this out. You see, and this is Colin's fault.
Mm.
This is his fault. So he told me before, he said that I have to get on TikTok. He told me that I had to get on TikTok, you see.
Yeah.
And so TikTok, I'll get all these followers, you see. And these TikTok people, they will push it to my to this podcast, you see. So of course I'm watching podcast, and it says now what you have to do is you have to get yourself onto I think it's called promote, whatever. So you pay $8 or $10 or something, and they'll promote you, see. And so I did that. And the next thing I see is my picture, and then they have music behind me or something, you see. So the first time it says this guy is a cool guy and he's very laid back and blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, that's fine. Great, great. And then the next one, this is a bad MFery. You're gonna kick her ass, and you're going to. So I'm getting all this crazy stuff. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's bad enough of these women are coming after me, but now it's not. Now I think people are going to try to give me physical harm. They say, you don't look like you're that bad. Maybe a crack upside your head might have. You see what I'm saying? I'm in danger.
Hey, you can't pick and choose what the people think of
That's
you.
right. Yeah.
Hey, he's got to put it out there and let it lie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm running scared. But all right. On that note, we'll close it out, and we'll be on Spotify. I'll be on all kinds of stuff, and yeah, that will do
Yeah,
it.
watch it or die not knowing.
I like that one.
Absolutely. Yes. All right, sir. Peace be with you.
And also with you.
Goodbye, Patrick. Goodbye, podcast.